If you have a judgment against a third party and they owe you money and it's delinquent, you're very likely not going to find a big pile of cash sitting in a bank account in their name. So where do judgment debtors hide money? In the 20-year history of doing investigations, we find that the money is usually, or the asset is usually in one of three places. If it's a liquid asset, something that's easily transferred to cash or not, it's something like real estate, vehicles, business equipment. Those things in many cases are vested in another person's name. So sometimes a judgment debtor will be afraid somebody's going to steal their car or seize their car. They'll put it in another trusted person's name, a cousin or family member, sometimes even an attorney. In some cases, they'll actually put the house in another person's name, but continue to pay the taxes and insurance. That's a way you can find that house. Sometimes they'll have an asset like a house that they'll put a lien on against the house to protect it against other people seizing it, and that lien will be held by a closely related person. Another place that assets are often hidden is in intangible property. If a person has a business, they can put more money into inventory or business equipment or upgrade to that business, and they can downplay the profit from that business to not show too much in terms of cash flowing to them. Another really good place that judgment debt is hiding is in future earnings. Sometimes people artificially depress their earnings, whether it's from a business or even from their employer, to keep that money built up as an asset that they can tap into later. So any type of asset that's owed to you usually is in some other form. Remember, a debtor is not going to let it go too far from them, because if they do, they're afraid that they could not have access to it. So it's usually within arm's length, and in many cases these assets require what we call sustaining payments. If it's a car, it needs to have insurance. If it's a house, it needs to have taxes. Anything needs sustaining payments. So in many cases, if it's in another person's name, that person isn't going to be making the payments on it. It's your debtor that will. So finding those small payments will help you find the larger asset that maybe then you can show is really an asset that belongs to you.